And now, a battle with the guy who gave us the Gandy Gator. Here we go against Scep, aka Gandy, aka, this guy who I've battled probably several times. And today he wants a battle with no legends, no Tapus, no Ultra Beasts, and no Megas. So yeah, pretty much no anything except for like normal Pokemon, which is guess probably the easier way to explain it. It's what he wanted, and I typically allow challengers to choose what they want to play, and typically stick to Smoke and Tears. There's a few things I don't play, but I don't see no reason not to honor this request, and it seems kind of fun anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with Howlucha, as he leads with his Gandy Pod. So from the creator of Gandy Gator, now we have Gandy Pod, the Golasso Pod, and I decided to go for the Swords Dance, and I know that Howlucha isn't the bulkiest thing, but I was hoping to maybe live a little better than that liquidation, or whatever he was going to do. And while I do have a citrus berry, and that's good because now it activates my unburden. Unfortunately for me, obviously this guy's probably carrying Aqua Jet, and I decided to risk it just because I already got the setup, and I'm not going to be able to do it again. So I'm like, okay, let's just hope he doesn't have the Aqua Jet, but indeed he does. So that's an early advantage for Gandy, and that's not good. Not really good. But, yeah, I'm just going to go into my Tyranitar. I'm kind of risking, a bug or fighting move, which I think that thing gets. But I decide, because I already saw two of his moves, I know he can't kill me with Aqua Jet, to just, actually, I decided to go right for the Stone Edge, which ends up being great for me, because he ends up going into the Arcanine. He doesn't even have Intimidate on the Arcanine, so I guess it's more an offensive build. Although I still think I would rather have Intimidate than Flash Fire. But that works out for me, because, yeah, I'm able to get the KO there and even the score. So he is going to carry First Impression, like most Gandy pods, Golasso pods. And, yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to go into my Moongus. Now, I believe this is more of a specially bulky Moongus, so it's still going to do quite a lot of damage, but I don't think he can 2-hit KO me. So I decide, I believe, to stay in and Spore, as he decides to go into Gengar to take the Sleep, and I guess that's what he most cares least about, because the Spore is pretty obvious, unless he was predicting I don't even know what kind of move he would be predicting there. Probably was predicting the Spore and figured that the Gengar was probably the thing he wanted to take it. So, that's fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and switch out. I believe he switches as well. He goes into his Greninja, which, looking at the start of the battle, he has two Pokemon that I really thought I had no chance of stopping, and first is this Greninja. The second being his Bisharp, but I don't really have switch-ins for either of them. As I go into my own Bisharp, and I decide to go for the Protect, and I do that to see what he would do. A lot of the times Greninjas are choice, so I want to see if he's Protean, I want to see if he's, Battle Bond, and I also want to see if he takes any Life Orb damage or, anything like that. Now, I don't see any Life Orb, I don't see any Leftover, so I'm kind of thinking that this guy is, okay, choice in some way. He ends up surprising me, though, switching his move up into Hydro Pump, so now I'm thinking Z-move, okay? It's going to probably be Dark EMZ, Water EMZ, I don't really know which, but I decided to go into Bisharp again, predicting the Dark move, and at this point I'm just, pivoting, hoping for something to go in my favor here, and indeed he is going to try and go for his Z-move here, and it was actually one I was not expecting, but it ends up working out anyway, because he's going to shoot a Bloom Doom at me, which I guess is Z Grass Knot. And, yeah, I was actually not expecting that. I believe I was expecting a Dark EMZ, but, yeah, it ends up being the Grass EMZ. Either way, it's going to be super effective against Slowbro, but him losing the, Mega Stone is huge there, and I decided just to go for the Sucker Punch now that he is a Grass type, and, yeah, that's going to be able to take out the Greninja, which is super huge for me, because I had really nothing, absolutely nothing, switch in on that Greninja or anything, but two switches, and then being able to go for that Sucker Punch. I could have probably went for that earlier, but I didn't know if it would 100% if it would kill. So, yeah, it ends up being great for me overall. So, anyway, in comes Gandy Gator again, and that is unfortunately going to take out my Bisharp, and I'm just going to go back into a Moongus knowing that I can pretty much take whatever. And he's actually going to attack, and that Life Orb is going to trigger his emergency exit, allowing him to go into his Bisharp himself, as I just go for a Giga Trade, and that's not really going to do much to that Bisharp. And just a note, I did make a dumb misplay earlier. I could have went for the Protect against the emergency exit to negate that, but I figured I was faster than it anyway, because I completely forgot about First Impression. So, yeah, I lost Bisharp for pretty much nothing, and that was stupid. But now that I see what he's going to try to do, I decided to go into my Donphan as he decides to go for the Swords Dance. So that's really dangerous, getting a Swords Dance off on his Bisharp. But I figure, worst case scenario, I still have Sturdy as my ability, and I end up not even needing it. So that knockoff is not going to even hit me down to Sturdy, and I'm going to be able to get an Earthquake off, a Stab Super Effective Earthquake off, and the Bisharp, which will take it out, so at least there's that. Although what I really wanted to do was get up the hazards with my Donphan. I'm going to have to settle for that KO, and this Gandy pod here, this Golisopod is actually harassing me far more than the Greninja did, or even his Bisharp, because I really don't have... I mean, I was kind of hoping maybe it's to live because Donphan's excellent defense, but no, that first impression is going to be able to take out Donphan, and now I'm like, okay, I guess I have to go into Tyranitar. Now, Tyranitar obviously also dies for a first impression. He can't use it because it's a move he can only use first turn, just like Fake Out. So I'm hoping he doesn't have another bug move as he goes out into Gengar. The fact that he's switching out makes me think that he doesn't, so I decided to go for the Dragon Dance, because he did switch out once before. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to predict that he doesn't have another bug move other than that. And it ends up being pretty nice for me, because I end up getting that Dragon Dance, and I know that this Gengar has not actually, wasted a turn of sleep yet. So I know that he can't wake up this turn, so I'm like, okay, I can get 2 Dragon Dances. Not that it really matters, because he still has, obviously, Gandipod there. Which, because I wasn't able to get Stealth Rocks up, that thing can just keep coming in for free, and the only way it's being withered down is his own Life Orb, as well as maybe my, my Sandstorm, so it's not like it's being withered down that fast because I don't have those rocks up. Anyway, even though I have +2, I'm forced to switch out. I decided to go into a Moongus again, who is once again neutral to first impression and took about half last time, and it will take about half again. I'm pretty confident, though, that because he keeps switching out against Gandipod, that he doesn't have any way to KO it. I know that he has 2 water moves, first impression, and I don't think he's revealed his final move on this guy yet. Not really sure what it would be. Oh, it ends up being Sucker Punch. There you go. And, yeah, that's kind of fail because he should have realized that because I was able to kill Gengar, I'm able to actually spore something else because that's how Sleep Claws works, and I'm able to go ahead and get the spore on this Golisopod finally, which will, make it stop harassing me, although now it's in red health. But it's still worth doing, obviously. Anyway, in comes Salamence again, or sorry, for the first time, as I double switch into Slowbro. I predicted this switch, knowing that he'd probably go into Salamence to try to set up, knowing that it'd probably be his best chance. And, yeah, he's going to go ahead and try to Dragon Dance, but this Slowbro, I believe, does not. I don't think I carry Ice Beam on it, because I actually decided to bring Psychium Z Slowbro, which, not really even sure why, just because it's neat. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for that Shattered Psyche. Now, I don't think I have full special attack investment on this Slowbro, if I have it much at all. So, I'm not expecting to kill this Salamence. I just want to hit it just far enough down that I can hopefully kill it with a Psy Shock. Now, he did get that Dragon Dance up. He doesn't apparently carry Outrage, which is good for me, because he's not going to be able to kill me. Actually, this is like a max defense Slowbro, I think, so even if he did have Outrage, I think I could have probably lived it. But, yeah, now that that's, obviously, now that he has Dragon Claw, I'd live for sure, as well as being able to kill it, and, yeah, his only remaining Pokemon is this sleeping Gandipod, so I'm able to get the win here against Scep, so that's pretty cool. And, yeah, good game there, Scep. So today's question of the day is going to be, it's apparently been leaked that Mimikyu is going to be getting its own Z move, and it was leaked apparently by, I think, a toy that revealed a Z Power Ring with Mimikyu Z, as, listed under what it's going to be. So we know that Mimikyu is going to get a Z move. Leave a comment about what you would like to see this Z move, what the Z move can do. Obviously, in order to fit with, Mimikyu's abilities, I'm kind of hoping it's maybe boost its stats in some way, which would be really neat. And I'm kind of hoping that it is a Fairy Z move instead of a Ghost one, personally. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. And personally, I think it's going to boost... I mean, that's the other thing. What move is going to be, the base move? And I'm really hoping it's a usable move, something like Shadow Sneak or something like that. So leave not Shadow Sneak, obviously, that's a ghost move. Let's go with Play Rough, but probably won't be. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it, though. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.